Hey everyone. So got a lot going on this weekend, or a lot of stuff that I want to get done this weekend. So instead of doing a dedicated like name of the project that I'm working on, there's too many different small things. I'm just gonna do. I wanted to try just doing like a vlog of everything that I do throughout the day, both days. So starting the day now, I'm about to go get breakfast. But look what we got here. So I did not buy this. This is a four-wheeler that we've had in our family for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years. And it's been at my dad's house, obviously, the entire time. Well, he's got another four-wheeler now, so he didn't need two at his house. And I asked him if I could borrow this thing to move some stuff, and he said just keep it out here. So I got a storage unit finally. I still haven't even seen it, but I have one of these somewhere. And it's like one of the main things I'm wanting to work on is getting a lot of this stuff out of the house where I can actually move around. And my hope is that I can put a ball on that four-wheeler and hook it up to this trailer and use that to go out and around and down into the facility to move stuff. We'll see. We'll see if that works. I think it will, but this thing might be too light. I'm gonna find that out after I go get something to eat. Let me get this thing off of here so I can not have to pull the trailer. And I need to go buy a ball for it too. Yeah, it's funny. I haven't even been on a four-wheeler, and I really don't know how long. Probably since I lived with my parents, and I was still using this thing. Another thing that's not that funny is the last camping trip I went on. I left the box on the side of the truck open that I had all my ratchet straps in, and every single ratchet strap that I own fell out on the way back from the camping trip. What happened was I got distracted. I was cleaning up. I had a bunch of stuff tied down in the bed when I took it out there, and then I was retying stuff down, and then I can't remember, I got like one extra strap out. So this is the box I keep everything in, and I ended up shutting it, and I don't know if I missed it like that if I turn, or if I just shut it and never turn. I think what I did is I just did this and walked off, and yep, I had probably $150 or so worth of ratchet straps in there. But what happened was, the reason I got distracted was we were cleaning up, everyone was leaving. I was getting ready last because I was in no rush to get out of there, so I was like cooking breakfast while everyone's leaving. And one of my friends, we always camp in really rough to get to spots, starts trying to get out of there, and he drove a work van, owns a construction company, and started slipping, getting up, trying to get up the hill, and he spun and he tore a hole in the sidewall of his tire and got a flat. So then I'm like rushing, that happened, and so then I start like rushing to get all my stuff picked up, and in my distraction did not shut the door to my strap storage box, and lost every ratchet strap I've been accumulating for the past like five years. But anyway, I didn't lose these two cam buckle straps, and I didn't lose that one that I just showed because I had stuff tied down in the bed with them. I had my mini bike tied down and a couple bags of trash that we were taking back that I put some straps on, so I still had those. I still have these, but I went ahead and bought a couple of new ones also that I have not tried out yet, but I think they're going to be pretty good. There's an unfortunate story. I would say it could have been worse. I could have lost power tools, but honestly, those straps are so expensive. It was almost like I had so many. I had accumulated a lot of straps. So that was a big loss. I really liked all those ratchet straps that I had too. There we go. Okay, hopefully this isn't an indicator of how the whole weekend's gonna go. First things first, I wanted to drive up into the field to leave the trailer up here, tried to drive up the road, and it is impassable, I guess. And now, truck is It's not stuck, but I can't go forward. And I can't really go backwards because the trailer's basically jackknifed. It's not a bad situation, but it's annoying. Or I need to drag that trailer back straight. Luckily, it's a small trailer. If it was a big trailer, I would be in a bad situation, but I need to get that trailer turned around the other way, or at least straight. And then it'd really be nice if I could get it turned around and then get the trailer up there. Or, I mean, if I could just get it in here, it'd be fine. I don't know, I'll figure something out. All right, let's see if I can use the youthfulness of my back to straighten this out first. Okay, that kind of sucks. That might be straight enough that I can back up to recover. Maybe I'll just pull the trailer around with me today. Or at least for this first trip. I don't know, then I have to back out into the street. Oh, alright, there we go. Truck's turned around. Trailer's right there. We're good. I'm starving. I abandoned my life of normalcy. I don't know if normalcy is a word. Normality? I don't know. I abandoned a normal life when I bought this property. It's something like that all the time. Ever since I moved here, something is going on. Alright, so this is working great so far. I just took the lawnmower down there. That was my first trip. It's probably the heaviest thing I'm going to have behind this. And it worked great. So I went and bought a 1 7/8" ball. I went ahead and got the longest shank that they had because I couldn't remember how thick that little receiver was. But you can see on here, tow capacity is only 850 pounds and it says max tongue weight 30 pounds. So trying to keep it light in the front, and honestly, just this trailer is probably over the tow capacity. But it did that with the lawnmower on there perfectly fine, and I'm going down a pretty steep hill right here. I just went really, really, really slow. I made sure I didn't accumulate any speed that I couldn't stop from, and it did just fine. I really want to get my camper in there. I don't know if I'm going to do that this weekend because I think I need to let this road dry out a little bit before I try to come down that hill with the camper, pulling it with just this four-wheeler, because that's a steep hill. And if it starts pushing this thing, especially in the mud when it's not getting good traction, I could develop a lot of speed, and then there's nowhere for me to really stop. It's just downhill all the way to the road. So I don't think I'm going to try that this weekend. But there's all kinds of stuff I can get out of the house. I'm getting this table that I can't use until I get the house remodeled a little bit more. This will probably go in the bedroom eventually, but I don't have access to the bedroom. I'm going to take this down, and then I'm going to move the mini excavator and get the kayak. I would really like to keep the mini excavator in there, but it would take forever to drive this thing out and around and all the way down and over there, because this top speed's like 2 miles an hour. And then I would never use it because I would just be thinking about how long it's going to take me to get it up here. I might put the backhoe in there. The only thing about the backhoe is it's going to be way over the tow capacity of what the little hitch says on the four-wheeler. I may hook it up and just kind of see how it does. It's not like I'm going far. I just got to get it. I wish I wasn't going downhill, and then I wouldn't be worried about it at all. But I would like to have the backhoe in there and out of the weather. And the excavator is fine right there, I guess. It is just kind of always in the way. It blocks my path from the front to the side. But yeah, we'll see. Working great so far, like I said. This is something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid, pull a trailer with a four-wheeler. Alright, so here's how we're looking so far. This is mostly everything I wanted to get in here. Also, look how nice this storage unit is. Block construction all the way around. Really good concrete floor. Look how good they've got the slot out for the roll-up door. And then really good wood framing up there. I can't believe how well built this thing is. I've never, ever seen a storage unit built like this. It's always just well, it's how every other building is. It's just sheet metal. And then, right, this one's block. Yeah, very impressed. So I've got my deck drawers in here. Now that I have them out where they're accessible, I went ahead and posted them on Facebook Marketplace. Hopefully I can get these things sold pretty soon, because I obviously have no use for them now that I don't have the F-250 anymore. I've got my bed cover off the F-250 also on Facebook Marketplace. Those toolboxes go with the drawers. It's sad. It continues to be sad seeing all the stuff from the old truck, because I liked that setup I had so much. But I do like the new truck more, so it just was what needed to happen, I guess. So I've got the lawnmower in here. I need to put some fuel stabilizer in it probably tomorrow, or definitely tomorrow. I need to put some fuel stabilizer in it. The pressure washer in here. I got another 4x6 in the carport I need to bring down here and put in here. This is the table I'll use eventually, and it's my TV table stands that I can't use for now. The kayak, I'm probably going to hang that up. You can see someone's already put a couple of hooks right here. If I could just move one of those hooks down here, I could hang it up on the side right there and give myself some more floor space. And then I'm trying to keep my camping stuff right here. That's a game that we play with you like balance something on top of it and try to knock it off with a frisbee. It's really fun, camping game. My cooler, and then that's just a table that I take camping. So not a whole lot in here, but I will still be adding my camper. So that's going to take up like all of that. And then I'm going to be keeping the four-wheeler that I've been riding back and forth in here also. This has already made a humongous difference, because like all this stuff, the kayak was taking up a bunch of room on the porch. This was taking up like the whole bedroom. And the lawnmower, I just kind of hated to see that thing outside. I really would like to sell this thing before next year, because it is just raggedy. I think I'm going to sell it for whatever I can get for it. And I think I'm going to invest the money into a zero turn before next summer, because I just did not enjoy using this thing. It's old. It's got too much wrong with it. I'd rather spend a little bit more money and have a nicer lawnmower than that thing. But at least it's inside, not out in the weather anymore. Got my extra bags of concrete in here too. None of these actually got wet in that rain. I figured all these were probably ruined after the rain, but they managed to stay dry. They're still powder. I think I lost three. I think either three or four ended up getting so wet that they turned into concrete. But I've got those. I can use those when I redo the slab in the bathroom. But yeah, that's how it's looking. This thing is going to be an immense help. I've already made so many trips down here. It pulls that trailer great. The only time I had a problem was the trip I did when I brought all these bags of concrete down here. I had all these bags, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 80-pound bags of concrete, and I had the kayak on there, and something else. I can't remember what else was on there. That trip down the hill with all those bags of concrete, I came around a corner as I was going downhill, and it scooted the rear end like around. It started to push it around, and that kind of freaked me out. But besides that, I didn't have any trouble with any of this. All right, next order of business. I want to get this room completely cleaned out. I want to take everything that's on the floor out. And then this is still very damp, this carpet, from the rainstorm the other night. And it is extremely unfortunate how long it has gone. You can see, you might be able to see I've got the windows open right now. I did my best to vacuum as much of the water out of the floors as soon as I could after they soaked up, or after it flooded in here. I bought a shop vac, and I got a really nice one actually. Good timing. They had a really good sale going on DeWalt shop vacs. And I vacuumed up as much water out of the floor as I could the other night, but there's obviously still more in here, and it has begun to smell very mildewy in here, which is not good. And also, every day that I've come home since that happened, I have to put all my clothes that are out and all of my bedding on my bed, my sheets and my comforter and my pillows, I've got to dry them in the dryer every night, because there's been so much moisture in the air inside the house that it soaks into all the clothing everywhere. So that's how you know that nothing good is going on. Apologize if you guys can hear the dryer going. It's going constantly these days because I'm constantly drying stuff. But I bought a dehumidifier. I've had a dehumidifier going. I don't think it's hardly making a difference. I've had the mini split set on dehumidifier mode. I don't know how effective that is, but just doing what I can. You can see I've had this DeWalt fan blowing on the carpet in here ever since it happened. I don't think it's really making any difference. I think there's too much water for it to dry out. But I'm gonna get everything out of here. I'm gonna shop vac all the carpet again, see if I can pull some more moisture out of it. See if that gets rid of the smell. If not, I'm gonna have to pull all this carpet up, which I really don't want to do because it's gonna be a long time before I can put new flooring in here, which means I'll be living with concrete floor in here and there for a long time. And I can feel through this carpet that the slab is all busted up, just like it was in the bathroom. So I hate to do that. I want to avoid it if I can and keep this carpet. But I guess if I have to, I'll just pull it up and I'll put some big rugs down or something. We'll do what we got to do. That's what I'm about to start working on. Alright, so my mic ended up not working once again. This time it completely recorded no audio. But what I'm saying here is that I'm giving up on trying to restore this carpet at all. I've shop vaced it for a long time. It wasn't really pulling any moisture out, and the carpet was still so wet. I knew there was pretty much no hope of it drying out and not smelling all mildewy and continuing to make the house wet. I was explaining while I was pulling the carpet up that the past couple of days I've been having to put all of my clothes in my laundry baskets through the dryer every single night, and I've been having to strip my bed and put all of my bedding through the dryer every night because I come home from work and everything that's cloth in the house is just damp because there's so much humidity coming out of the carpet. And I had hoped that shop vacuuming the carpet a little bit more would pull some more water out of it, but it just wasn't doing it. And the fan hadn't dried it out in a couple days, and it was starting to smell really moldy and mildewy in the house. It just smelled damp, that mildew smell. And I pretty much just decided it wasn't worth it to try to put up with it anymore. So I pulled out the carpet. It was insanely heavy, obviously very wet. And when I draped it outside, it was kind of hanging off the side of the porch. Water was just steadily dripping out of it. So it obviously was staying wet. The slab is soaked underneath it. You can see how dark the concrete is because it was just holding water against the slab. It was definitely the only option was to pull the carpet up. Okay, so right into the next day, my mic didn't record anything the entire time I was talking about pulling up this carpet. But I don't regret the decision. I'm liking it so far. It really doesn't look too terrible in here. It kind of makes the room feel bigger. Both rooms feel bigger now that there's no carpet in here. And it'll be really easy to clean. And it's already dried up. All of the mildewy smell is completely gone. So that's nice. That makes it all worth it to me. So I guess I probably should just move this fan back into the bathroom. See if I can get that dirt to dry out. Okay, so this is my this is my dresser, and it completely became destroyed throughout the process of the move. They do not make these things sturdy enough to withstand anything. So the way that this was built, the back was just it was literally like a piece of cardboard that was nailed on, and that was like everything that gave it all of its structure. So that didn't work, and it broke and fell apart. So I'm going to replace that with a piece of OSB. Then that will actually give it a spine instead of just nothing. And then I'll have the dresser again instead of just having all my clothes laying out on the floor all the time. Hopefully that cut is pretty square. It should be. And I can use that as a way to square up these sides This is something that needed to be done a long time ago. Another one of those things that I just kept putting off. I had other things going on. I think I'm going to go ahead, even though that doesn't line up perfectly, I think I'm going to go ahead and let it span and to where I can hit into the top too, because the top isn't really attached very well either. So I'm going to attach this side that's factory top and side, that way I know that that side's square, and then hopefully the other side's at least square enough that the drawers will go in there. I guess that's all I really care about. Oh yeah, that's sturdier than that ever was. Now I just gotta decide where I'm gonna put that thing. I don't really have a good spot for it in the house. As of right now, I can come up with a spot for it, because I need it. Alright, next order of business. I'm gonna finally get this hole closed up, because plumbers are done, I'm done. Leak's fixed, I hope, as long as it's not leaking when I pull this up. So I gotta come up with a good way to seal this up. Looks dry in there at least. So I think the only way I'm really coming up with to do this, because I'm not happy with the way that I did this originally. There wasn't really another good way, or a way that was any better, because if I cut on this hole, I would have been too far away, or I wasn't able to reach anything. But the problem is, from this joist to the next joist is all the way into the other room. So I can't just set a piece in right here, because there's no joist to hit on this side. So I think I'm going to have to add a joist here, just so I have something to set my new piece of subfloor on. So I need to cut the rest of this out, the rest of these next two pieces. And then I got to figure out a way to get a joist in there somehow. I hope it's not too hard. I've got a 2x6. I got a treated 2x6 to put in there. I'm hoping I can work it in there without it being too much of a fight. But we'll just see how that goes. But I hope I don't hit any nails or screws, because this is a new chain. So I'm going to have to cut back. I cut flush along the edge of this joist. When I cut this, I'm going to have to cut in about 3/4 all the way down, so I've got something to hit with the new piece of subfloor. So the joist, next joist is right here, and it's really not hardly attached to anything. I have to get into some weird positions doing all this. Yeah, that's going to be the hard part, is getting that to roll up on its end right there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go crawl in there. I have to crawl down to that girder. I need to get my headlight then. Okay, well, I wasn't recording, but I got it stood up. I got it at an angle. I cut a little bit off of it so it wasn't so long, and then I got it at an angle so that only a little bit of it was on that girder, and I was able to just force it around. So we've got it in position now. Well, we've got it on the girder at least. It's not in position, but I think I can knock it into position. I hope it's not moving. Alright, new subfloor's on. I don't want to talk about it. That was a nightmare disaster. But I have it over with. It's not ideal. Nothing ever works out the way that I wanted it to. But at least I don't have to worry about coming home to a raccoon in the house anymore. I don't know how this padding got so torn up. Alright, no more death trap hole. Well, I've got everything put back away. That's not everything I hope to get done this weekend, but that's that was all the important stuff. Carport's in much better shape, house is in much better shape, got a lot of cleaning up to do still. I bought a leaf blower today, but I didn't even get to use it. I've got to get all these leaves cleaned up and all these branches that are all over the property, but that's what's coming next. But it was a good productive weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Thanks everyone so much for all their support all the time. It's really important. And thank you guys for watching.